Thank you very much, Madam Secretary and General. Thank you for the opportunity to have a conversation with you today, and appreciate the conversations we've had in the past. Let me highlight cybersecurity again. And my understanding is the Air Force intends to increase the number of personnel involved in cybersecurity by 200 in FY16 to counter a worldwide threat. And I want to highlight what I hope will be a good analogy, which is there is a Air National Guard unit in Wichita. General, I think you are familiar with it, with significant and I would say unique capabilities. Similar, there's an active duty unit at Nellis. General, the activities at Nellis is something that the Air Force will continue to support, believe is important, and have no plans to downsize. Would that be an accurate statement?
Yes, sir. Nellis will become a focal point for us in how we actually execute our 5 core Air Force missions in, through, or from the cyber domain, which is the growth area for us in the future, not just supporting the national effort with the cyber teams that we're currently fielding.
And then could you take that a step further and talk about the importance of what goes on at McConnell with the Guard unit, the idea of downsizing, reducing number of personnel? If it's important at Nellis and the active component, the Guard unit that does very similar activities is of equal importance. Is that accurate as well?
Yes, sir. I think what the Guard is in the process of doing, as we were discussing a moment ago with Senator Schott, is looking at how does the Guard actually support both the national mission teams, the cyber support teams, the people who support U.S. Cyber Command in their activities on behalf of national tasking and combatant command tasking. That's one part of the Guard's allocation problem. The second is, how are they going to support this broader Air Force effort as we jump into it? And that's where I think units like the one at McConnell will be most valuable, quite frankly.
Well, and I would like to highlight and hope that you would agree with me that part of the problem in any downsizing is you lose significant capabilities, training. Those individuals who are in this case, the Guard, will find other positions and difficult to replace those folks. The personnel who are so well trained, who have experience and capabilities in this arena, are people that we desperately need to keep in either active duty or in the Guard. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, Senator, I think it's clearly a fair statement. I don't know what the Guard's the status of this assessment is, or their view of the unit at McConnell. I'd have to ask the Guard that question. But in general terms, you're exactly right. And I'll tell you this, the Secretary mentioned that we just can't keep drawing down the active duty force anymore, or we won't be able to do what we're asked to do today. We should be looking at expanding mission capability in the Guard and Reserve. And this is one of those areas that just makes sense to put there.
I appreciate that answer. Madam Secretary, the KC-46 tanker has significance in this country and long time coming. The consequences of, tell me about your budget and its consequences to the KC-46, and if we have additional sequestration, how does the KC-46 fit into the Air Force's plans?
So our budget at the President's budget level fully supports the KC-46, and even should we have to go to sequestration, we would wish to protect that program as well. We have what we consider to be a very favorable contract there, and we don't want to change any bit of that contract, because if we do, it raises the possibility of opening that contract back up, which means the terms could change and it could cost us more money. So it's on track either at the President's budget level, and we want to keep it on track even should sequestration happen.
And therefore, I would say that if the Budget Control Act funding levels actually come into play, that we would be assured that the levels necessary to construct and maintain what is taking place to support the KC-46, the contract for its construction, would not be affected.
Senator, the only impact will be the loss of one dormitory at one of the bed-down bases. All the mission-critical MILCON is either already on contract, about to go on contract, or in the 16 PB. We are on track to get the first airplane to McConnell in 16.
Somewhat related to this tanker issue, at some point in time I'd raise this issue, and maybe we can have this conversation as my time is expiring. But at Forbes, runway construction is an important topic, and at McConnell, the tower, air traffic control tower, has been damaged in a storm. Needs to be replaced. It's in the process, but I would like to hear you say that those things remain important, particularly as the tanker arrives at McConnell. Thank you. I guess I'd like for a response.
Senator, I'll check on this. I don't know anything about those specific projects, but I'll get back to you on those two.
Thank you, sir.
The time of the
Mr. Chairman?
Secretary has expired. Thank you.